Hello guys, welcome to another ESP-NOW tutorial. What we'll be talking about today is ESP-NOW Joystick Control Servo Transmitter and Receiver project. So basically, Google Technology is your hub bringing you this project. So what we'll be doing here today is how we can control two servo motors with a single joystick. Basically, the x-axis is going to control one motor and the y-axis is going to control the other motor. So right now, let's just dive into the tutorial itself. So basically, we're starting with the connection circuit because that is the most important part. Then after that, we're going to get the MAC address of the receiver. Then we proceed into the code upload proper. Once the code upload is done, we're going to see how the circuit performs real life. So right now, let's just move over to our circuit. So this is it. We've been requiring some component for this project. So first and foremost, we need ESP32 board. So we need a joystick. We need jump wires. So right now, let's do the step-by-step connection of the circuit. So first, we have our joystick ground connected to our ground of our ESP32. So the next is our VCC connected to plus 3.3 volt. You can also connect this to VIN if you want, but if your VIN is going to supply more than 5 volt, please connect it to 3.3 volt. It will still work. This can work with 0.3 volt, even 5 volts. So it all depends on how you're going to power the circuit. That will determine where you're connecting this to. But in this case, just follow what I'm doing here and you will not have any issues. So right now, what we need to connect next is our VROX, which is controlling our x-axis. So VRS is connected to pin 34 of our ESP32. So the next is our VROY, which is connected to pin 35. So at this point, the connection of this joystick is already completed. So right now, we need to do upload of the code to transmitter because this is the transmitter session. So before we can do the upload, we need to do something first. So we need to be getting the MAC address for our receiver because the MAC address of our receiver will be embedded in the code of our transmitter. So right now, let's just go ahead and do that. So let's go and get the MAC address of our transmitter. So guys, I've gone ahead to open Arduino IDE, which we are going to be using for this code upload. Like I said, get the MAC address of the receiver, which we are going to be imputing into the code of the transmitter. So right now, I'm just going to get the MAC address. So the code for the MAC address is what we're going to be getting right now. So this here is all you need to get the MAC address. So basically, we just highlight this, paste the code here. So what you need to do is select the board, go to ESP32, go to ESP32 dev board. So ESP32 dev board. So take this, go to the COM port. Right now, this is mine. Yours can be any of the ports. So I'm selecting that. Once you've done that, what you need to do first is upload the code into the ESP32. So right now the code is compiling, as you can see, saying compiling sketch here. So we just wait for the code upload to be done. It's saying there's an error. Hold on, let me look at that properly. Sorry, I think I copied the wrong code. So so I'm trying to upload the code right now for the MAC address to be received. So as you can see, it's compiling. So once it's done compiling, it's going to upload the code and then we'll be able to fetch our MAC address. So I'm just going to pause it probably till the upload is done so we can save time. The system is kind of lagging right now because there's a lot running in the background. So it's delaying the upload process. It seems to be going faster than I expected. So I'll just wait. So it's almost done compiling. There you go. It's uploading right now. So it's just connecting to the ESP32 as you can see here. So it's writing the code now. Once the code is written, all we need to do is to press the enable button on our ESP32 while on our serial interface. So the code is done uploading. So all we need to do right now is to go to our serial monitor. Just click on it, serial monitor. Then on your ESP32, press the enable button. I just did mine. So let's see. There you go. This is the MAC address. So you can see here. So this is what you need to copy. So we'll copy this, ended with A8. So right now, let me just visit. So mostly, so this is it. This is the MAC address, as you can see here. As you can see, this is the MAC address. So what we need to do, this is the way it comes. So you just need to enter it like this. So 0x has to be in front of each of these figures in the MAC address, separated by a comma. So this is where you're going to enter it. So we just copy this. Now what we need to do is to go to the transmitter code. This is where you need to input the code. So this is where you input the code. Once it has been imputed, copy the code as a whole, then go to IDE again, paste the code here, then make sure you've connected your transmitter ESP32, which I already did. So the port still remains the same for me because I didn't change port. So everything is the same. So I'm just going to upload this code. So basically, we are done with the stage of this MAC address getting. So we are uploading the code, which is the next phase of our transmission. So if you go to our slide here, let's move from current slide. So after getting the MAC address is the uploading of the transmitter code. So we just move back to the code upload. So it's compiling. We're just going to wait for it to compile. Once it has compiled, it will upload. So guys, the code is fully uploaded. So what we need to do right now is go into our test phase. So guys, the one we'll be doing is how you can control two servo motors using a joystick wirelessly. Now, in order for us to achieve this, we are using two ESP32 development board. This is an ESP board, this is an ESP32 board. Two of them are using the ESP-NOW protocol. The ESP-NOW protocol allows you to wirelessly control or communicate between two ESP32. That is to say, for instance, if you want to light a bulb right here, you can do the connection and send the command from here to here in order for this bulb to be lit. So right now, in this case, what we are doing is controlling two servo motors. So you can see here, these are two servo motors, MG90S servo motors. We have them here. Two of them are carrying different heads. So basically, what this is going to do is that the x-axis is going to control one of these servo motor, and the y-axis is going to control one of these motor. So right now, let's try. As you can see, now the y, x, you can see, now you can see what this means is we are able to control this. We are controlling this servo motor from this joystick here. There is no connection between these two. As you can see, they are both powered here. This is powered independently, this is powered independently. As you can see, there is no connection between them. This is just independent of its own. And as you can see, the X and Y axis control each of them. So these control both. So you can see, now you want to control one, control the other. So this is the servo motor control using the ESP-NOW, using ESP32. The ESP-NOW, like I said, is just a development by the team to make sure you are able to communicate wirelessly. In this case, you are not using Bluetooth, you are just using wireless connection. So the command is being sent from the transmitter to the receiver. This is the receiver board, this is the transmitter. In this case, the MAC address of this transmitter board or this receiver board is entered into the code of this transmitter. So whenever a code is transmitted from this transmitter, the receiver receives it right here. So I'm going to show you step-by-step connection of this and also explain the code to you, how you can achieve the MAC address of this. In this case, you only need to get the MAC address of this receiver. You don't need the one of the sender, which is the transmitter. So I'll show you how you're going to be able to get this receiver MAC address by entering into the code of the transmitter for them to be able to connect. So let's dive into the connection, and after that I'm going to show you how you can get the MAC address and insert it into the code. So let's see you in the next phase.